Children who are Hispanic make up 52% of the total child population in California, according to Kids Count Data Center's most recent data from 2016. However, the percentage of Latino students who meet or exceed state standards is staggeringly low. Only 23% of Latino students in the 8th grade met or exceeded math state standards in California in 2016. Alejandra Reyes recently graduated from UC Davis and has worked as an educator in Latino communities. Currently, she is a teacher at AIM High, a summer program in Northern California that provides learning opportunities for low-income students.
They're kids, if given the right amount of resources and effort, those scores would not be as low as they are.
80% of Latino 4th graders scored below proficient in reading in California in 2017.
I'm never going to forget, I had a student who we were working on his math homework, and I think he was in 4th grade, and he was so mad at me because I helped him through a math problem, and I was like, let's do a different one, just so I know that you got it. I don't want you to just say you got it and then go home and not understand. And he was so mad at me. He was like, I don't want to, I want to go to recess, I don't want to. And then the next day, no, not even the next day, I think after recess was over, this is a 4th grader, he literally came up to me and he's like, thanks for not giving up. I get it. Now as an educator, I've learned that it's just about having a student feel a positive connection towards school. You have the option of going to college if you want to. You have the option of going straight into trade school if that's what you want. You can be a business person, an entrepreneur, if that's what you want. Whatever it is that you want, you have that option. Because it's possible.
My mom came from Mexico and my dad came from El Salvador, and they both came to North Carolina to find better jobs. Being firstborn generation of immigrant parents for me was really, really hard because I grew up speaking Spanish. That's all I knew. That was my first language. I remember bringing back homework was really hard for me. Not only for me, but for my parents. They didn't know how to read in English, so it was hard for them to read the directions on what to do and how to help me. It was hard for me to focus, to learn words in English, and to read books. So for me to be there for my sister, reading with her and doing math with her and just speaking with her, I feel like she kind of has it easier because I'm there for her. But for me, I didn't have that bigger figure. Someone that could guide me along the way, having like that family member, that sibling close to me, or like a parent to help me go through it so I wouldn't have much of a hard time. But I think even though my parents didn't know a lot of English, they were always there to support me. They were always there to motivate me, to inspire me to keep going.
Her claws became scaly and long. She flapped her wings and swooped around, zipping across the clearing. She dove boom.
Investigaciones han mostrado que un estudiante al ser competente en lectura en grado cuarto y en matemáticas en grado octavo son importantes escalones en que determinan un saludable desarrollo en la niñez frente a una etapa productiva en la edad adulta. De acuerdo con los resultados generales de la Fundación Kids Count Data Center, el desempeño de los estudiantes de grado cuarto en lectura en la Florida fue un 41% igual o arriba de Proficient Level en el 2017. Este porcentaje no fue significativamente diferente de los resultados en el año 2015 con un 39%. Según el desempeño de los estudiantes hispánicos en la Florida, ocuparon un segundo lugar en bajo desempeño en lectura con un 64%. Esto nos indica que el desempeño de los estudiantes hispanos en el grado cuarto debe mejorar para poder ser exitosos en el futuro. Jessica Ramírez, madre de Jacobo, nos cuenta qué hace el colegio para reforzar la lectura de los estudiantes.
El colegio de Jacobo en particular manda muchos paquetes de trabajo y de tareas para comprensión específica de lectura, con unas preguntas por párrafos que los hacen volver y releer y entender, y es crearles una disciplina de lectura.
La Fundación Annie y Casey es dedicada a mejorar un futuro más brillante para millones de niños en riesgo de pobreza educacional, económica, social y en la salud. Su trabajo se enfoca en reforzar las familias, construyendo comunidades más fuertes y asegurando acceso a oportunidades, porque los niños necesitan estos tres componentes para tener éxito. Informó Fabián Osorio, estudiante de Universidad of Phoenix, Miami.
With 74 million young people in the U.S., who's making sure all children have the resources they need to reach their full potential? There are those who work to improve the lives of children and their families, to make sure their voices are heard. A journalist investigating the lack of healthy food in our community. A policymaker trying to provide affordable childcare for working families. Or an advocate addressing the growing youth employment crisis. But oftentimes they don't have the tools they need, and the information that would make change possible is hard to access and comprehend. It's time to harness the power of data. The Annie E. Casey Foundation's Kids Count Data Center contains thousands of child well-being indicators related to education, health, poverty, employment and income, and youth risk factors. With data ranging from nationwide and state levels to city, county, and congressional districts, the Kids Count Data Center and network of state advocates support those looking to support children and their families. When we use data to inform decisions and to help others access the resources they need, we're giving children and their families a better chance at life. Harness the power of data. You can make a difference.